This video is intended to show how plates get created. I'm using CAD software on an iPad called Shaper 3D. What's happening here is that I'm tracing out the bottom layer. Once that bottom layer is done, it's projected onto a new layer, and then those same points are kind of pulled out to create the next shape. In this case, we're transitioning from the floor to the beginning of the wall, and then again it's going to happen to create the upper surface of the wall, which you'll see in a second. Once those three layers are done, they can be connected through a process called lofting, which creates a solid shape that looks like what the final plate is going to be. And then through a process called shelling, the plate is emptied out, the interior is taken out, and then to create the lip, that original sketch is then projected to a new layer. The points get pulled out again. Again, they have to be the exact same number of points, and it creates very clean geometry that way. Then that is thickened to create an edge. The original sketch is then projected back onto that and then punched out, lowered, and then merged with the original plate to create the final shape. Then all the edges are softened. So in other words, I click the edge and then I type in a numerical value which actually sort of rounds off the edges on all those surfaces. And then to create the interior mouth and eyes, that's a very simple process. I'm just using a basic oval. And then you sort of take that same shape, you copy it, you move it over to the eye, you reshape it, resize it. You copy it again, you move it out to the other eye, and then once those three shapes are established, they can be essentially extruded down into the plate to create the depressions where the eyes and mouth are going to be. You'll see that in a second. There we go. And then once those depressions are made, again, the edges can be softened. And then once all those edges are softened, then you can assign it a color and a surface. That's not really important for the sake of what we're doing, but it's nice to sort of see what the final coloration is going to be. That can then be exported as an STL file or a CAD file or whatever the need is. In this case, I was exporting it as an STL file. And just to check it, I am now importing it into a new piece of software or an app, where I can actually see the final plate, rotate it, look at it, make certain that it looks exactly the way I want it to.